Have y'all heard about James Arness? Yeah, Marshal Dillon. Well, pull up a stool and listen to a yarn about a man who was a hero both in the flicker of a TV screen and in the bloody dust of war. Talking about James Arness, coming at you. Born James Arness, A-U-R-N-E-S-S, back in 1923 up in chilly Minneapolis, Minnesota. Now, young Arness, he wasn't one for sitting in a schoolhouse chair. Books didn't hold his interest like the open road or a tough day's work. He'd cut class quicker than a rattlesnake strikes, but he still managed to walk out with a diploma in 1942. After that, he worked as a simple courier, a logger pulling timber, and a freight hauler, sweating, straining at the train yard, loading up them rail cars till his back just aches. Just a big kid looking for his path, unaware of the bloody trails that he'd soon walk. Yeah, well, when duty called, he didn't flinch. Uncle Sam whistled. Hey! Arness straightened up. Funny thing is, the man who'd stand taller than any on the screen first wanted to be a Navy flyboy. They turned him away, said he was too darn tall. 6'7" a man was just too much for a fighter cockpit. But you know the U.S. Army, they liked him big. They didn't just accept James Arness, they used him. They shipped him out as a rifleman, a grunt, and on the bitter cold dawn of January 22nd, 1944, they dropped him right onto the inferno they call the Anzio Beachhead in Italy. And because he stood head and shoulders above his mates, they ordered him first off the landing craft. He was the human stick, the depth finder, making sure the rest of the boys didn't drown before the fight even started. Well, 10 days of pure hell later, the green kid was right in the gut of a brutal, protracted slugfest. Moonless night, February 1st, Arness was creeping through a vineyard, every nerve just jangling. And then came the voices, a scream, and the world dissolved into gunfire. He got caught in a firestorm, machine gun lead tearing through the night air. One burst ripped into his lower leg, shattering bone and muscle, and then a concussion grenade landed nearby, a gut-punching noise and force that lifted the big feller clean off the ground as he tried to hug the dirt. The battle ended, the enemy scattered, or dead, but Arness was done. Dragged out of the filth and fire, he was shipped home, decorated with a Bronze Star, a Purple Heart, and more. Corporal James Arness was discharged on January 29, 1945. He left the Army a hero, but he carried the war with him. That shattered right leg would be a lifelong torment, a low, constant ache he had to ride through every single day, especially later on when he had to haul that big old frame on and off a horse for the cameras. Well, he tried college, took a turn as a radio announcer. It was a new tune, a softer beat, but the roar of the crowd, the need to perform, and that adventurous spirit pulled him west. He hitchhiked to Hollywood, just a giant of a man with a limp and a dream. He landed a few parts and quickly became fast friends with another towering figure, John Wayne. When the role of U.S. Marshal Matt Dillon came up, the toughest lawman in a town called Dodge City, Mr. Wayne pointed a callous finger right at his pal. You better do it. And that's it, Arness. He became Matt Dillon. He made that character a rock, a man who upheld the letter of the law, but kept a heart big enough for justice and fairness. For 20 long years, 55 to 75, he rode the range on Gunsmoke, and when the curtain finally dropped on the series, he wasn't done. He dusted off the badge for a handful of TV movies, and then, late 1970s, an older, more weathered Arness pulled on the heavy coat of another kind of hero, Zeb McCahan, the mountain man, and scouting how the West was won. James Arness, the big man who faced death in a vineyard and brought justice to Dodge City, finally hung up his spurs on June 3rd, 2011, at the ripe age of 88. He was a hero in the war and a legend on the screen. And that, friends, is the tale of a man who earned every dang stripe. And that's all for this edition of Have Y'all Heard? Go ahead and leave a comment if you're smarter, you're smiling, or you're a little bit hungry for a Delmonico steak. Later, taters.